River Gulf outlet brought water over the levees back there. From the Gulf of Mexico, water's coming up here for Katrina. So that means they had to get into their attics. Now, once they're in their attics, all this water's coming from all these directions. So these wooden houses coming off their block foundations. You now got to get on the roof. Now you're on the roof, and the house is moving inside the water. You got to grab hold of something if the house is about to hit something. Take a look around. I think you're getting the picture. Do you really understand what happened in this neighborhood? Do you really want to understand? Let me show you what happened in this neighborhood. On the left of us. Right here, before the church, on our left. What's the address on Captain Avenue here? What it says right there? 2010. Right there. It says 2010 Captain Avenue. But that's the house right there. The house is over there. Not right there where it belongs. Are you getting the drift? When this water's coming in, all these houses moving back and forth. People have to get out of their attics now, get on the rooftops. Now it's about to hit something and disintegrate, so you got to jump off the house onto something to try to hold on to live. That's what happened in this neighborhood where you are in the lower Ninth Ward. And it didn't just happen for Hurricane Katrina. 3 weeks later, what hurricane came in next? Rita did the same thing all over again. Do you understand what happened to this neighborhood? Take a look around here. Everywhere there's grown-up weeds was a house. There were no empty lots in this entire lower Ninth Ward. It's only 19 blocks long. There were no empty spaces in this lower Ninth Ward like there were no empty spaces anywhere else in New Orleans. What happened in here? Look at the brick on that building right there. What happened here? Okay, let me show you what happened here. Take a look at this house that collapsed. Take a look. See it right here? What if it was inside this house? They came out on the rooftop, all right. You know how I know? Turn to your right. And on this side, look at that hole in the roof. See that hole in the roof on this side? They had to come out of there. Now, if they lived or died, I don't know, but they had to come out of there. That happened to a lot of these houses. People were literally watching family members dying. Remember Mr. Green was on national TV. His mother lived with him. His son lived with him and his 3 grandchildren. They had to come out of that attic onto the rooftop. That house started moving with all that water and was about to hit another house. But they said, we have to jump. They said, Mom, let's jump. She died immediately of a heart attack at 83 years of age. She started to jump and had a heart attack. The youngest granddaughter, when they went to jump, she's 3 years old, lost her grip, and they have never found her body yet. That's how serious this was. This was so serious, the debris was like he had been in a war zone. Remember those cadaver dogs? They had to bring that in and start sniffing and see if there was a body there before they can take and remove debris. That's how serious it was. That's another address with no house. See it right there? With no house. All of these were houses everywhere. House, 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 house. Don't exist anymore. That's how serious this is. This is serious. And then 3 weeks later, Rita comes in and says, well, let's do it again. Look at that brick. Always cracking brick. Everywhere you go, cracking brick. That's the Industrial Canal's flood wall on the right of you. Look how white it is. From way up there to way behind you at that red and white tower. It broke in 5 places. That's right over there where that barge came through the wall and sat on top of that school bus. Anyone remember that? You had a big barge sit on top of a yellow school bus right out there. Came through that wall right there. It's like something that come out of the roof of a house. Or maybe they had in the attic or something. Out there to the right of you is where Brad Pitt is going to build his green project. All of that. He's bought all of that property out there. He's going to rebuild houses out there. And then he's going to have the people who live there pre-Katrina get into those houses first. That little trailer right there with the American flag is, that's Mr. Green, who I just told you about. He lost his mom and his youngest grandchild. A lot of it's on. On the first anniversary date of Katrina, they built a monument to the people who died here in the Lower Ninth Ward. A lot of people have come here and volunteered their time to help people here. If it wasn't for the volunteers, the people of New Orleans, we don't know where we'd be. Thank a lot of you for coming here and helping us out here. As I'm turning right on the left of you, this is the monument. How high was the water here in the Lower Ninth Ward? That's where they're taking the pictures. Turn to your left. Look at the tallest post. And as it receded, there's a date on the base of each post. As it receded, got lower and lower. Looking at block foundations, no houses. Looking at porches, no houses. Looking at driveways with no houses. This is that bridge a few days ago. Well, policemen about 2 o'clock in the morning drove off the bridge. This is that bridge we're on right now. It was raised up in the middle. It's a drawbridge. Remember, I showed it to you. See, I showed it to you when we were on the I-610. This is the top of it up there. About 2 o'clock in the morning, this was raised and he drove completely off. Completely off.